It's Robert, but I go by Bob. Sehring, CEO, OSF Healthcare System. No, I am not from here. The accent probably gives that away. So grew up in the Bronx. I would say mostly a middle-class community where we grew up. We moved out to Long Island in fourth grade, and my wife and her family moved out to Long Island in fifth grade, and we only lived a block apart. And so we started going to school together in fifth grade and continued that all the way through high school. Frankly, we didn't date at all in high school. Didn't date until really the very end of high school. She saying that she didn't have a ride to one of the graduation parties. I had a nice muscle car. I said, I'll be happy to pick you up, and why don't we go on over? And that was our first date, and we have been dating ever since. And so got married 4 years later as I graduated from college, and we've been married now 45 years. Finished with college and took the CPA exam and said, hey, that's really hard. I was convinced that that's what I was going to do. Again, my dad, at the time being a CFO, that I'd follow in those footsteps and so forth. And so took a different path. So did get a job right out of school and wound up working at Metropolitan Life. It was a start. Not exactly the career path I thought I'd be in insurance. And I still remember it. I don't quite know why, but my first salary was $159 a week. And my first raise was 3%. Well, you don't have to be a math wizard to say, that's not much of a weekly change in your paycheck. Short stint over at New York Life. New York Life sold its grift department, and they sold it to Aetna U.S. Healthcare. And Aetna encouraged me to stay with the organization and to continue in that role. But they thought if I was going to be the Midwest executive, I actually should live in the Midwest. My wife and I, and at that point our 3 kids, all moved from New York to St. Louis. OSF was recruiting for OSF health plans. And so we went through some discussions, came up here, interviewed a few times, and just really found this to be an organization that I'd want to be part of. And so joined that back in 2002. I'll have to go all the way back to high school. So when I was going through high school, they had classes. You had different semesters where you'd have a class on financial acumen. And it wasn't about how do you invest, it was about a checkbook. You had shop classes, you had different people exposed to other opportunities rather than, it's not just about going to college, but what else might stir your passion. And I think we've lost that. I think junior achievement fills a part of that gap, and an important part. One of the things that I like so much about the role of CEO is really the opportunity to be curious about everything. Now, I have wonderful leaders in every area of this organization. Every one of them knows a lot more about their particular area of expertise than I do, but I get to learn. And I get to learn from some of the best people in the business. I was proud of this organization. This is just a wonderful organization to be part of. I think of the 22 years that I've had the opportunity to serve in various capacities, to serve the sisters and the sisters' mission. And I think we have done well as a system. And so I'm certainly very proud of where we are today and all things that we've accomplished. Not just because of accomplishments. You'd say, well, you built this or you bought that, you grew and you're certainly much larger, and all of that's true. But that's not why we do it. We really do it to serve communities. And I think the ability to serve all those communities in a way that helps them through some of the most difficult periods of their life, the most challenging times in their life, has really been a blessing.